Hello, beautiful people. Coming from California, Maya and I. So this video, it's going to be a branch from my previous video that I shot in Canada that was actually last year. And so what I am feeling to do is basically just go with the flow here. I didn't really have anything planned to say. I just felt compelled to share whatever is coming forth. She's really hot in the sun. So to start off, in my personal current reality right now, things have been shifting in the way of pure vibration, meaning that the energy that has been reverberating in my body has been more focused now. It's almost as if the vessel of the physical nature is now completely reprogrammed. So what this is leading to is a mystery in one sense. In another sense, perhaps what this can be leading to is a stabilization of this program to then further eliminate fragmental energies, meaning that when you fragment yourself, you're being pulled into false timelines. You are under the governance of astral beings, you could say, demons, whatever you want to call it. There's probably multiple names for the same thing, and there's multiple things as well. And so when you fragment yourself, what happens is you begin to give your energy to other things as well, because you are fragmented and you are not whole. Who you are is based off what you're associating with. You yourself, even in the fragmentation, are still a sovereign being on some level. It's just you're associating too much with what is happening. And so I just finished watching a video from Phil Goodlife called Levitating into New Realities. And so this video compelled me to also record this video. It basically was going on a couple different streams. One of them is that when you begin to completely reprogram yourself and you have now anchored in and stabilized this level of cellular programming, meaning that your body has now caught up with your consciousness, your spirit, and on some level, people like to think that your mind is separate from your body. The mind is just the body, right? The mind is just a manifestation of the evolution of the human. And I don't want to go on that tangent. That could be another video. But back to the premise of when you fragment and you begin to pick up your pieces, other things begin to magnetize, meaning that you get pulled. Other things are the magnet. You get pulled to this or this person or this place, and you're giving that power to that thing. So then finally, when you become the sovereign being that you always were, and you drop all of the identities, you drop all your stories, and you stabilize this programming, it begins to then organize itself in a way of what you've been asking for on the highest level. So what you've been asking for in in one way is already yours. It's just you're standing in your own way. And from you standing in your own way, it's taking away, it's adding to the time, and it's taking away other things that could have popped up in that reality because there's a backlog now. And you're doing things that in a way should have been done already. So by you getting out of your own way and you magnetize to you what you are desiring, because that desire has already been fulfilled, it's already been created. It's just things in the 3D, in the physicality aspect, because we are moving densities into the higher densities. It takes time. And so just like things on the inside took time for your body to catch up, it's going to take time for those things to catch up in the 3D. You know what I mean? So the premise of this video is basically to tell you that if you're watching this, you've already begun the process. You're already here. This is also part of the process for you, at least. And so the structure of this video is unstructured. It's organic structure, you could put it that way, I guess. I don't really do these type of videos at all. This is actually the first time I've sat outside in nature and done a video like this. So when you begin to magnetize what you want and you start to see things play out of what you're creating, some of that is going to be on an unconscious level, meaning that you need to see what you're creating and then recognize that energy, because that's your creation. So even if you didn't want that, stay with that energy, because that's you creating. You get what I mean? So you need to work with that energy so that you can create consciously, because majority of people are creating unconsciously, myself included. And when you align with that energy of you creating what you want, you're basically refining the craft of being the creator, because we are creators and we're here to learn how to create in this reality. So when you have magnetized what you want to you, and you recognize that when you drop your stories and step out of your own way, things start to come a lot faster to you, you then realize that you are the creator and that everything that has happened in your life you have created, and you take responsibility for that. Then the next thing that starts to happen, in a way, is that you start to get the remnants of the things you've created and the other energies you've fragmented. You start to magnetize that to you to clean up. And so it's your responsibility to clean these up if you want to keep moving on in this game and get to the next level, right? So to be diligent in that is to just stay in that observer mode and not identify with these things popping up. Because the remnants can be, it can be even in your mind of energies you've played with. Energies can be emotions. Sometimes, for me, example, when I go to sleep, I'm always playing in my heart center of what is going on there. And sometimes I get this type of feeling when I was a lot younger in high school, when the hormones were crazy and things like that. And I was playing in that game. And so, long story short, I wasn't observing what was happening. Instead, I was inducing that feeling more because it was familiar. And so that's one example. And so that was me fragmented in that aspect, because what I was feeling I thought was separate outside of me. You know what I mean? I can't really get into that because it would take too long. But long story short, I wasn't observing what I was feeling. And these energies can come into play in many aspects. It can come in through people. It can come in through animals. It can come in through your mind. It can come in through situations simply on the road. It can come in all of those aspects in one. You meet someone on the road that invokes a certain emotion in you, and you can fragment even more in that aspect, but you can play with that energy, meaning that when you do fragment, you're extrapolating data. And when you're extrapolating data, then you have more to work with, and it can create a contrast so that you don't stay in that reality. Okay? So this video is all over the fucking place. I'm gonna close it up because I think I'm gonna record something else right now. So stay in your power. Realize that you are the sovereign being you've always been, but also remember that when you give your power to something else, it becomes the magnet. And if you recognize that, you can flip it, and then you become the magnet, and things start to magnetize to you.